Hello, dear friends. Today we're going to talk about a man whose name changed the world forever, Adolf Hitler. Some people call him a monster. Others see him as a symbol of power, war, and fear. His actions caused the deaths of millions. But how did it all begin? Was he always evil? Or did life turn him into the man history remembers? In this video, we will explore his full life story from his childhood to his final days. We'll use simple English so you can understand and learn while listening. It will be interesting, shocking, and full of real emotions. Stay with us until the end. And if you enjoy learning history in this way, please like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Your support means a lot to us and helps us bring more stories like this. Now, let's begin this powerful story. Part 1. The Childhood of Adolf Hitler, 1889 to 1903. Adolf Hitler was born on April 20th, 1889, in a small town called Braunau in Austria. His father's name was Alois Hitler. He was a strict and serious man. Adolf's mother, Clara, was kind and loving. Adolf loved her very much. As a child, Adolf was quiet. He didn't like school very much. His father wanted him to become a government worker, but Adolf had a different dream. He wanted to be an artist. He loved drawing and painting, especially buildings. When Adolf was just 10 years old, his younger brother Edmund died from sickness. This made Adolf very sad. After this, he became more serious and lonely. He often fought with his father, who didn't support his dream of becoming an artist. In 1903, when Adolf was 14 years old, his father died. Some people say Adolf felt a little free after that because his father was so strict, but the family had little money, and life was not easy. Part 2. Dreams of Art and Painful Failures, 1903 to 1913. After his father died, Adolf lived with his mother and continued school. But he was not a good student. He failed in many subjects and didn't finish high school. Still, he wanted to become a famous artist. At the age of 18, Adolf moved to Vienna, the capital of Austria. He wanted to study at the Academy of Fine Arts. He took the entrance exam, but the school rejected him. They said his drawings were not good enough. This was a big shock for Adolf. He tried again the next year, but he was rejected again. Adolf felt like a failure. He had no job, no money, and no success. He started living in cheap rooms and sometimes even on the streets. He sold small paintings to tourists just to buy food. During this time, his mother got sick. She had cancer and died in 1907. Adolf was very sad. She was the only person he truly loved. Life in Vienna was very hard. Adolf started to feel angry. He saw rich people living well, while he was poor and hungry. He also started to hate certain groups of people, especially Jews. He believed they were the reason for many problems in society. These hateful ideas grew stronger in his heart over time. Part 3. War Changes Everything, 1914 to 1918. In 1914, World War I started. Germany and Austria were fighting against many countries. Adolf joined the German army, even though he was Austrian. He felt excited. He believed war would give his life meaning. During the war, he worked as a messenger, carrying information between army leaders. He was brave and didn't show fear. He was injured twice and received medals for bravery, including the Iron Cross. Adolf loved army life. He followed orders and felt like he finally belonged somewhere. But the war was terrible. Millions of people died. In 1918, Germany lost the war. Adolf was shocked. He couldn't believe Germany had surrendered. He, like many others, believed that Jews and communists had betrayed Germany from the inside. These beliefs were not true, but Adolf strongly believed them. This was the moment when his hatred grew deeper and his political ideas started to form. Part 4. The Start of Politics and the Nazi Party, 1919 to 1924. After the war, Adolf Hitler didn't know what to do. He stayed in the army for a short time, but Germany was in deep trouble. The country had lost the war. People had no jobs, no food, and they were angry. Many blamed the new government, the Weimar Republic. In 1919, Adolf went to a small political meeting in Munich. The group was called the German Workers' Party. He listened to them speak and felt they were weak, but when it was his turn to talk, people were impressed. He spoke with strong emotions. He blamed the Jews, the communists, and the government for Germany's problems. People liked his powerful voice and ideas. He quickly became an important member. Later, he changed the party's name to the National Socialist German Workers' Party, or Nazi Party. He also created a symbol, the swastika, and formed a private army called the SA, Brown Shirts. In 1923, Adolf and the Nazis tried to take control of the German government by force. This event is called the Beer Hall Putsch. It failed, and Hitler was arrested. He went to prison for 9 months. While in prison, he wrote a book called Mein Kampf, My Struggle. In the book, he explained his ideas: love for Germany, hate for Jews, and the need for strong leadership. This book became very popular later. Part 5. The Road to Power, 1925 to 1933. After leaving prison, Hitler started working to get power through politics, not violence. The Nazi Party was still small, but slowly it grew. Germany was still suffering. In 1929, the world faced a big financial crisis. Millions of Germans lost their jobs and homes. Hitler used this crisis. He promised to make Germany strong again. He promised jobs, food, and pride. People were tired and hopeless. They listened. By using smart speeches, propaganda, and mass rallies, Hitler became very popular. He blamed all problems on the Jews and the current leaders. Many people believed him. In 1932, the Nazi Party became the largest party in Germany. In 1933, President Hindenburg made Adolf Hitler the Chancellor of Germany. Once in power, Hitler moved fast. He passed laws to give himself full control. He ended democracy and became a dictator. The Nazi flag was everywhere. People had to follow, or they would be punished. Part 6. World War II and Hitler's Big Decisions, 1939 to 1945. After Hitler became the leader of Germany, he started changing many things. He built more weapons, more soldiers, and more factories. He broke the rules of the Treaty of Versailles, a peace agreement from World War I. But many other countries did not stop him. In 1939, Hitler made a secret deal with the Soviet Union. They agreed to not fight each other. Then, on September 1st, 1939, Germany invaded Poland. This was the start of World War II. After that, Hitler's army moved fast. They took over France, Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Norway. He used a new war strategy called Blitzkrieg, or Lightning War. It was quick and deadly. But in 1941, Hitler made a big mistake. He attacked the Soviet Union. At first, Germany won many battles, but the winter was strong and the Russian army was tough. Many German soldiers died. At the same time, Hitler continued his hatred against Jews. He created concentration camps where millions of Jews and other people were sent to die. This is called the Holocaust. It was one of the most horrible events in history. Over 6 million Jews were killed. In 1944, the war started to turn. The United States, Britain, and the Soviet Union began to push back. They entered Germany from all sides. Hitler refused to give up. he still believed he could win. Part 7. The End of Hitler, 1945. By early 1945, Germany was losing badly. The cities were destroyed by bombs. The people were tired and scared. The Soviet army was getting closer to Berlin, the capital. Hitler went into a bunker under the city. He lived there with a few close people. He still gave orders, but they didn't work. His army was too weak. On April 30th, 1945, when the Soviet army was near his bunker, Hitler made a final decision. He took his own life. His body was burned by his guards. Just a few days later, Germany surrendered. The war in Europe was over. Millions of people had died. Cities were destroyed. Families were broken. Hitler's ideas and leadership caused a war that changed the world forever. What can we learn from Hitler's story? The story of Adolf Hitler is dark and painful. It shows us how one man's ideas can lead to destruction, war, and the death of millions. He was not a monster at first. He was a boy with dreams. But anger, hate, and power changed him into someone dangerous. This story is not just about history. It is about choices. Hitler chose hate over love. He chose power over peace. And the world paid a very high price. As language learners, as young people, and as humans, we must remember one thing. Words have power. Ideas have power. And leaders can shape the future for better or for worse. So always think before you believe. Always learn before you follow. And always choose kindness over hate. Thank you for staying with me until the end of this long and powerful story. If you enjoyed this video, if you learned something new, or if this story made you think, then do 3 simple things. 1. Like the video. It helps more learners find this story. 2. Comment below. Tell me what part of this story surprised you the most. 3. And don't forget to subscribe for more easy English stories every week. Together, we can learn English and learn from the past. See you in the next story.